guys, how are you doing? I really hope that you're doing well. Yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Judy Wabinya, and this is my YouTube channel. And here once again to give you stories as usual, as per the usual. Yeah, I hope that you enjoy this video. Yeah, today's episode is quite close to my my heart, and I hope that you learn something, that you get entertained, that make sure you grasp what grasp grasp something from this video. So uh just in case you don't know, I am a mother of two boys. One turned one. My second born turned one 2 weeks ago. My firstborn is turning one in 2 days, and here it's quite emotional. It's quite the last 2 weeks have actually been quite not emotional really, not emotional really, but nimekuwa tu nikireflect. There's a certain season that you remember things, that you reflect on things that happen. So the last 2 weeks, tangu my son turned one, and now my other son is turning 3 in the next 2 days, nimekuwa tu nikireflect on my parenting journey, on how it has been, how, like, just different things. And today I just want to share something that has been I think one of my toughest things, things that have really made my motherhood been quite a hill. Yeah, and I know many people struggle with this. Many people find this quite difficult, and I think it's one of the toughest seasons of being a mother. So I just want to share my journey of breastfeeding. I know most of my friends know. Most of my friends wanakwanga like they know my struggle, and so I just want to now tell my online friends, because I know that huwezi kosa one or two people out there, hata kama si wewe, you know someone who may be struggling with this same thing, and that is breastfeeding. But before then, I want to give you a background story, because I want to give you the calm before the storm. The calm and then the storm, Yeah, so my pregnancy journeys are normally quite, I would say, easy. I would say actually I have quite an easy pregnancy journeys. Right from conception, I don't struggle to conceive, thanks to God. And my pregnancies are normally easy. I think the only thing that maybe naweza sema napatanga a bit of bumps ni maybe yeast infections, which I think zinakwanga very common during pregnancy. So most times unaambiwa tu kunywa maji. Most times you don't even need medication for that. You're just told to take a lot of water and the infection goes away. And so inakwanga tu the normal, maybe 1 month of morning sickness. After that 1 month, it becomes a very easy journey, an enjoyable one, and all. And also my deliveries are normally quite simple. Actually, the longest nishai labor was my firstborn, which I just went to hosi, and then upon checking I was not in pain at all. Ilikuwa imefika sasa deadline, if this date ikifika now the deliver bado just come to the hospital. So I went, and wakacheck whether I had dilated. I was already 6 centimeters without pain. So wakaniweka that water, sijui ni water ama ni what fluid they normally put, and then the contractions began, and within 1 hour, 1.5 hours, I was done. The baby was out. For my second born as well, the pain started at around 3:30 a.m. in the morning. 3:30 a.m. went to Hosi mbio. Upon arrival, I was ready to push, and that's how my second born came. So, having a journey as a very soft, a very smooth pregnancy, delivery, and all, my people, I am not normally ready for the next phase, guys. Hey, breastfeeding. So I'll start with my firstborn. So my firstborn, akazaliwa, of course nikiwa Hosi, you try breastfeeding. So I remember as a first time mom, most times you will call the nurse to come and help you to latch the baby. So I knew from the beginning that I had I had inverted nipples from nikiwa hata mdogo, nikiwa class 4. I think class 4 is when we noticed that one of my boobs was inverted. I remember I told my mom, because okay, that's another story. So right from my young age, I knew that my nipples were inverted. But when you deliver, it's normally like, and especially kama umezaliwa ushago kama mimi, wamama they'll just deliver and unaona tu boob, mtoto ananyonya, next boob, mtoto ananyonya. So you are never like prepared. No one talks about it. It's possible for breastfeeding to be difficult or to be impossible. Kila mtu ana behaving like it's a normal thing. Every child must breastfeed. So me nimejifungua mtoto, the baby is okay, and now naambiwa please try breastfeeding ndio maziwa ikam. Keep breastfeeding the baby ndio maziwa ikam. Mimi nashika mtoi hivi, unaonyeshwa vile unashika mtoi hivi, like akiwa straight and then facing you, and then latch the baby. I was trying to cure Hosi, trying, nothing was happening. So the baby was not able to latch, so tukangangana. So I remember, of course, I called the nurse. So the nurse came and she looked at my boobs, and then she was like, what? Ukisikia nurse amesema hivyo, what do you do? What comes to your mind? Nikubai, it's about to go down. So nurse akakuja akaona, she reacted hivyo, and then she went out again. So going out, akaenda akakuja na syringe. Unajua syringe? Sijui nitawatolea wapi syringe niwaonyeshe. I think I have some. Let me go and get a syringe. So this is the syringe. Yenye ina sindano. So what they normally do, sometimes wanakata hii part, then they move these things, wanaiweka hii side. Mnanielewa? So wametoa hii part, they remove this, wanaweka hii side. So they put your nipple kwa hii shimo. So wanaiweka, and then they pull. Hey, my people, you are not ready for that pain. Unaona tu anakuja akotu. Haya. Anavuta inakaa hapo, anatoa. Anaenda tena, the pain, guys. Anyway, so sasa wakafanya hivyo. So every time she pulled it like that, so alikuwa akipull tu hivi, immediately after removing, ananiambia nikishatoa tu hivi while the nipple is still popped, pea mtoi. Mimi nipple yangu ina behave kweli? I behave. So ana pull, by the time nafikisha mtoi isharudi tena, iko tu vile ilikuwa. Ni vile siwezi waonyesha. Otherwise nipple yangu inakaa shimo hivi. So not really a shimo like this, but iko tu haiko popped like this, the way you see wamama in matatu wakinyonyesha nipple ikiwa inawaangalia tu hivi. Now mine inawaangalia from inside. Well, so they did that. We tried. It never worked. So for that first night, after, because my son was born jioni at around 6. So for that night, the nurses came after wametungoja like mpaka kitu saa 7 ya usiku, na niko like simtoi anasikia njaa, please mpe mtoi formula maybe as we try and figure out what to do. And you know, at that point, me, I wasn't ready for like, me, I knew breastfeeding it happened too. So me sikuwa eti nimebuy pump ama anything. I was just, nilijua simtoi akikuja simi niko, I'll breastfeed the baby. Where that night the baby was fed with formula, and then I think mara kama mbili for that night, and then we kept trying to breastfeed. And remember, my son was born in the corona era, so during corona you were like, hatukukuwa tunakaa hosi for long, so ni una deliver leo, as long as the baby and the mother are okay, you leave hosi by kesho. If you deliver in the morning, by jioni you leave the hospital. So mi nilideliver jioni, we were observed for the night, kesho asubuhi we were discharged. So ni wewe niende nipambane na katoto kangu. So we went home. Of course tukaendelea kujaribu ku breastfeed, but really it wasn't working. At that point we had already figured out we need to buy a pump, breast pump. So we bought a manual breast pump. Kununua breast pump with my inverted nipple, I needed to position it in a certain way ndio maziwa itoke. So me, I didn't know. So I used to try pumping. So unaekelea. So ukijaribu kupump na pump, I couldn't see the milk flowing ikiingia kwa bottle. So unaona, ukiona saa maziwa haiendi, of course you'll remove the pump to check. So kumbe mi vile na pump maziwa ina I don't know kama you guys know how pumps look like, but I'm sure most people know. So there is a karaba that normally attaches to the boob like this. So ako karaba kanakaanga tu hivi, so your nipple inaingia hapa ndani. So mi na pump sioni maziwa ikiingia itoke huku nyuma, so kumbe ina accumulate tu hapa. So the moment I remove the pump, all the milk pours. Do you realize the baby anangojea hiyo maziwa? Like, it was so frustrating. So mimi, we settled to nimeruka vitu mingi sana. Rewind. So nikajaribu hivyo, hiyo pump ikakataa. So we narrowed down to, let's try and express, hand expressing. Hand expressing, see, I remember the third day after I delivered is when now maziwa ilikuja sasa ikiwa mob. So if you know maziwa ikijaa, of course if you are a man and you follow my channel, you do not know. So let me just explain. When maziwa ikijaa kwa boobs, normally, and for us wenye hatuna boobs kubwa, so maziwa inajaa mpaka huku kwa shoulders, mpaka huku kwa armpits, you can feel the milk. So I don't know for those who have big boobs, so siwezi, I don't know, but the maziwa feels, I'm sure the maziwa inajaa kwa boob yote, and the boob inakuwa sasa very hard, inakuwa ni kama kamawe. So mimi niko kamawe hadi huku kwa shoulders. I cannot even walk. I remember waking up on the third day after delivery nikitembea hivi. So I was with my sister-in-law, and hey, God bless you my sister, God bless you, because I remember I woke her up. My husband was here, but yeah, we all didn't know what to do. So I woke up my sister. So she woke up, nikamwambia, hey, we need to find a way vile tutatoa hii maziwa, cause the pain, it was too much. So akaniuliza sasa tutadu, Nikamshow tuchukue maji cause many people had told me eti kaanga na maji moto eti ita relax. Guys, I relaxingi. Mi nikachukua maji moto nika relax, nikachoma choma huku. Na ni maji moto moto moto. Nikachoma huku hivi na kitambaa, tukachoma. So after kuchoma, the milk started dripping kidogo kidogo, drop by drop. So I told my sister, let's press right from huko juu. So una massage hivi, una massage. Na unajua by that time the boobs are so hard, like they are so hard. So una massage unasikia ni kama ni tumawe una massage tu hivi. But you know, si tu kwa tunajua vile how it's done. So we were just doing things to at least relax the boobs a little bit. So tukafanya hivyo, like we got a substantial amount of milk, I think around 60 or 90 ml. So hiyo kidogo hivyo ndio ilikuwa inafanya boobs ikae ngumu hivyo. So haya, unajua sasa hiyo tuko third day. Tukafanya hivyo for a couple of times cause ukitoa maziwa, every time you empty the boobs, the milk refills. That's how it works. So every time you empty the boob, the milk refills. So we did that for a couple of times that day. But it was only working. Oh, why am I still using this? It was only working perfectly for my right boob. Yeah, this is my right boob. The left boob ndio iko more inverted than the right boob. So maziwa iko inatoka from this boob. So but tulikuwa tunatoa tu kenye katatoka, tunatoa, and then yenye inabaki we just leave it. We didn't know ati. So hiyo ni third day, fourth day. On the fifth day, we were supposed to go back to the hosi for what? For my son kudungwa this immunization ya hapa, the one that leaves a scar. I cannot remember what it's called. So we went. So when we went to the nurse mwenye alidunga mtoi. So I decided let me consult kuhusu breastfeeding. Actually it was a guy. So nikamwambia sasa we have a challenge na breastfeeding. We've just been hand expressing and giving the baby na cup, a small cup. So the nurse akasema ati let me see your boob. So he checked. So akaona of course they were inverted, but upon checking my left boob, it wasn't removing all the milk. We were not able to remove all the milk, like express all the milk. So bila aliangalia my left boob, akapata iko ngumu, but at that point it was only hard, but it wasn't painful. So kuona hivyo akasema at this point you need to go see the gyna, cause ikiendelea hivi hii ni mastitis. Inaitwa mastitis? I think so. Ati mastitis. At that point mi niko like tena ati ikiendelea hivi sijui what will I cannot remember the threats he threatened, but tukamshow at that point because we were using cash, tuko hata na do. So tukamshow wacha tuende tujaribu kutoa kuexpress vile tumekuwa tukiexpress, basi itoke kabisa. Akasema okay, then if you want to go and continue expressing, make sure that mu express hiyo maziwa yote mtoe kabisa, mwache kama hiyo boob iko soft. Unajua ikiwa kama hivyo, it wasn't painful at that point, like nikiwa tu hivi, but kushika hivi you couldn't press at it so hard. Ilikuwa tu nishike pole unasikia vile ni kamawe, but so me I was like as long as it's not painful I'm okay, but kumbe it was dangerous for me because ingeendelea kuform hizo mastitis. I hope ni mastitis. I think ni mastitis. So we went home. So kufika home, I remember we found another relative, my husband's relative, akiwa amekam. It's a lady. So tukamshow tumeambiwa to express maziwa yenye iko kwa hii boob itoke yote. On this side it was much better. So she's the one who helped us because she's a mom. So akona experience kiasi. I remember the way she took mafuta ya watoi. and started pressing like this, pressing maziwa yote itoke. Situli express, and the pain, me nilikuwa tu give up. The pain was too much. At that point, na nimeruka vitu mob. At that point, bado we are trying to latch the baby, but the baby is just not like, I think alikuwa ashajua this latching thing, no, it's not my thing. So alikuwa ameanza ku give up. I remember one time I called my mom. My mom called me. I don't remember, but we were having a conversation with my mom. Nikimwambia mimi nimechoka. So what I'll do, I'll starve this baby mpaka he will not have a choice but to latch and breastfeed. Well, at that point I knew, no, my mom knew I was not okay. I remember her reaction. She just asked me, hey, Wavinya, umesema nini? Mi nikarudia. Unajua at that point huoni kama unasema vitu. Will excuse the children outside because the noise is too much. Aya. So my mom akaniuliza eti, Wavinya umesema nini? Mi nikarudia. So after nimerudia, that's when I came back to my senses. Or maybe a few minutes later nikajiambia, hey, it's not the baby's fault that he cannot breastfeed. So mimi tukaendelea tu kupump, express, hand expressing. Remember, I still have a pump iko tu somewhere, but I had not figured out how to use the pump. So we continued hand expressing. At that time, appetite ya mtoi ama ni feeding capacity inaendelea ku increase. So it was now almost impossible to hand express maziwa yote itoke kwa boob yenye inaweza shibisha mtoi. So I remember my sis came to visit, my big sis. Sasa pia yeye alikuwa na mtoi na she used to express for the baby using a pump. So akanionyesha how to place the pump and make sure that the milk ikitoka inaenda. So I remember that day she did it for me, like she took my pump, positioned it well on my boob, and we pumped. Hey, I was so happy. So we pumped, and we were able to get at least a substantial amount of milk, and that's how I was able to breastfeed my two. Now at some point, sikumbuki at what point, but at some point I stopped like trying to breastfeed and just settled on pumping and bottle feeding the baby. And the judgment that comes with it, I cannot even start to tell you, because people judge you so harshly. Ati hataki ku breastfeed, ati matiti zianguke, ati people, guys, you need to be a bit more sensitive. But I thank God the baby grew. I think that's one thing that I would like for, in case you are going through a difficult time during hizo seasons are newborn, I just want to encourage you, babies grow. Sai huyo mtoto mwenye nilikuwa nataka kumstarve, he's turning 3 years. He's no longer breastfeeding. He's like he's a big boy. He doesn't need mommy's milk or any milk for that matter. Atakunywa maziwa, but as per pewa maziwa, he's just fine. So it was a journey, and I don't know, this video is going to 30 minutes na staki ifike hapo. So I'll continue with this story with my second born's journey in the next videos. So I hope you've learned something. If you're struggling with breastfeeding, just know the babies grow. At some point they will not need your milk. At some point you will not need to breastfeed or pump for the baby. He will grow. Okay, so let's catch up on the next breastfeeding journey for my second born in the next video. I really hope that you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please share this video in your baby shower groups, in your bridal shower groups, because it can be tough. Yeah, so thank you so much and see you in the next video. Bye bye.